Test. How about that? That looks better. That's weird. It was Yeti. There was 2 entries for my Yeti. Is that good? Good now. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I said hi, Annette. She was the first one in. How are you doing? There's Dennis and Dr. A, Linda Worth, Huawei. What's up, Sam? Jorge, Huawei Jorge. That is the Jorge. Uncle Smiley. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everybody. I look amazing. I'm hot, like not hot like that, but like hot, like hot. And there's some lag there, but I got a lot going on my computer today. I'm doing all kinds of crazy stuff. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. That's what all this mess is over here. And this is the main thing I'm working on right now that I think is really cool. We'll get into it a little bit more. Scuba Steve, you're crazy. That reminds me of what was that? What was the movie? Old School. Old School. When Will Ferrell takes the dart to the neck. Michelle and I always do that. You're crazy. Carrie, hey, it's been forever. Hi, Carrie. Hope you're doing fine. Hope you're doing well. Hi, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. I was going to do a pop-up. I missed Foxanne. She had just finished. And when I went over there, I wanted to see some of the stuff about the picnic. And then I was like, well, I guess I'll go ahead and stream too. What's this one, right? Where's this one? Right there. What the hell is it? It's got this brown, no, this one. That's the one. Look at the brown tip. You don't want your tip brown, you know? If the tip's brown, that's just wrong. Irma Gurdens. What's up, Stephen? Irma Gurdens. All right, so I've been doing a lot of DIY computer stuff, and I wanted to show off some of the cool things that I've been making. I've been crazy about it. This is one of the things that I'm working on right now, and it's very ugly right now. It's not in a case or anything, but this is an expansion board, and this is an ESP32. It's a really cool little board. There. Oh, as soon as it's a really cool little board that's got Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built right into it, and it does so much for such a little board. You know, it's pretty cool. But right now, I'm making a status light for all the different services that I'm running, and this will fit perfectly across the top of my monitor. It's just one of those LED strips, you know, the tape. So I'm going to turn it way down so it's not like, you know, super bright in my face. But it'll tell me when, you know, some of my services that I'm hosting here at home now are down, and it's, you know, it's nice and easy. And then this will just go right on the back of the monitor with these little types of things here, which they're, you know, sticky on the back. So you put those through you stick it in the hole and then stick it on the back, you know, stick it on the hole and stick it on the back. There's Craig coming in. What's happening? I see Craig over on the Tiki Takis. And yeah, I don't know what I was going to say with that. Jenna P. Hi, Miss P. Miss P. So that's one of the things I'm working on. But what I'm working on right this minute, and I actually have to do something. Hold on. Let me just do something real quick. I will tell you what I'm doing. I want to see if this is up and running real quick. So I'm installing this thing called Raspy. That is a you stick it in your hole. Hi, Clicks. Hi, Kelly. Thank you. The sound was weird. I got rid of my account for here. I don't use it anymore, so I cut it off. So all of my, you know, sound effects and all that stuff that was on here is gone. Thank you, Kelly. Let's see, what was the IP? 10, and then it's 12101. Let's see if this comes up. Oh, crap, I forgot. For some reason, Why did it do that? I gotta put the, hold on, sorry. .10, and then colon 2101. There we go. And it still didn't find it. Why is it not? Oh, because I had 2 colons. I had 2 colons. What? That would be sort of handy, I guess. If you have 2 colons, are you a real asshole? I don't know. It's just, come on, one time, baby, one time. This will be the first time I've opened this up. And again, this is raspy. And what this is it will, I'm going to use this old Note 10 phone here as basically like an Alexa replacement. So I'll use that as the speaker and the microphone. I can also connect it to Bluetooth for decent music. Yeah, that didn't come up. Okay, I still got some stuff to do on that. But using Raspy on the Raspberry Pi 4 that my son got me, I can talk to that and control my lights and music and all that kind of stuff. And it's all right here. It's not sending data off site to Google or Amazon or whoever. So is twice the pooping convenient? Yes, because then you're not full of shit. And I know. Send Summer back, please. I saw Australia, there was some snore? I was trying to say nor, you know, how you Aussies. Aquatic Moose, hello, sir. Hello, hello. Fellas and fillets. Fishfam.link is here. I think I got everybody that came in so far. So that's going to be really cool. I'm super excited about being able to use a local voice assistant and not send it out. And that way I can change it too. Like the voice things are getting really good. Like maybe I'll have Morgan Freeman as my voice assistant or Christopher Walken. I think Christopher Walken would be an amazing voice assistant, you know? That'd be really cool. Nancy B. Hi, Nanners. But there's a lot you can do with it. And you can set up your own commands and stuff as well. So you're not just using whatever, you know, comes out of the box with the Alexas and the Googles and stuff. You actually get to control what exactly happens when you say what. So I could say, bitch, please, and something would happen. You know what I mean? Candy overalls. There. Was I ignored? I didn't see you, Zenny. Never ignore you. There you are. Oh, my F. OMFG. I'm sorry, Zen. I would never ignore you. You're one of my best friends. And there's Candy Overhauls. I was thinking about you the other day. I was like, man, I haven't seen Candy in forever. I hope she's doing well. I hope the co-op is treating you good as usual. And there's Rachel, Boots Cats. So that's going to be pretty neat. You know, this right here is my Home Assistant instance. And Home Assistant is an operating system for your home. It automates so much stuff for you. Like right now, I talked about this one. We have just a window air conditioner that doesn't have a thermostat, right? It's just on or off, low and high. So if we turned it on at night and fell asleep, it ran all night long. Well, I used one of those little boards. Again, this is an ESP32, love them. They're so cool. And that's just this little board. It's mounted here. Here, this is what they actually look like. There's another one. Then it's mounted in an expansion board just because it makes it easier with the prototyping and connecting stuff. It gives you a lot more connectors. You don't have to solder as much. So I took one of those and I added a temperature sensor to it, and it's in the bedroom. So at 7 o'clock at night, when the temperature hits above 74 degrees, the air conditioner kicks on. And then when it hits 70 degrees, it turns off. I had it even farther. I went down to all the way to 68 because we like it cold. But actually, that did get pretty cold. So I think maybe the temperature might be off, but it still was pretty neat. So the first night I set it up, instead of the air conditioner running all night, it only ran for about 3 hours over the entire night. So the electricity savings is huge, huge. Moose, I'm actually not using OBS. This is just Talk Studio. So I don't have any of that kind of stuff. I do have this. How about this? This is the next best thing. Oh. I don't even have those because those, even the React things are, you don't even get to use the reactions with the free version. So all of that stuff is gone for now. If I ever get back into streaming again, then I'll use OBS. I still have it. I still have all that stuff. But for this, I just wanted to jump up real quick and do a quick live stream. I sort of miss all that stuff too, though. I feel like that just all those, little noises and all that fun stuff just adds that much more to it. Just adds that much to the stream. So I talked about the air conditioner one that I did. There's Geek Boy. Jump up on this real quick. And there we go. 40 months. Ooh, that was very zen-like. You like my shirt? The shorts match it too. You little mother effer. I'm a big mother effer. I think I just insulted Michelle. I did my air quality sensor that's in the living room, so that's pretty cool. That keeps me up to date on the actual air quality inside. And I have a reminder thing, which I did a video on. It's up on top of my monitor that scrolls all that information. That's another thing that I built. So it scrolls my air quality information. It scrolls the local weather from the backyard. And also, if there's a National Weather Service alert, it'll pop that up there. And also, I use Todoist.com for my reminders and stuff. And it pulls a certain label off of there. So I have it set to ESP alert. So when ESP alert pops up there, or if I have a task labeled with ESP alert, it's going to put it up on there to help me remember. Like I have my daily ones, like take my meds, check the rain gauge, stuff like that. So it's very nice. It needs to be better though. So the panel, the LED panel is only red, and there's not a whole lot you can do, but I have other panels. All right, I don't know where it is, but I have other panels that each one is addressable, so you can do a lot more with it. And you can really, because now I'm gotten a little bit used to it being up there, and I've changed the speed of it. So like the weather and the air quality go slow, but if there's a National Weather Service alert or my to-dos, they scroll faster, so it draws my eye up there. But I still need to do something different. I'm gonna replace that with maybe, I don't have it on, you can't see it, with something that lets me put some animations and colors and stuff, so it really draws my eye up there, because I do spend a lot of time sitting right here. So I made that, I did this, and then I also, Home Assistant is so awesome. And Geek Boy told me about Home Assistant a long time ago, and I was like, yeah, I don't really need that, and I'm so dumb. Because I missed out all this time I could have been doing this stuff. And I do see Dr. Ted. Hello, Dr. Ted. Hello. And I see Keith. What's going on, Keith? Hope you're doing well, man. Hello. And Mark Strilson came in. 41 months. There's Whippy Whippers. Hello, sir. Did I miss anybody else? Lori. I was going to call you Maury. Monster Fish Girl and Lori. I was going to call you Maury. Tuesdays with Maury. Ben Sharp, what's going on? How do you pronounce that? Is it Missoula? Missiola? How does that pronounce? Missoula. There's Skitters. Hello. Just one more fish. A whole bunch of people coming in. I am not the father. What? Did I say hi to Uncle Smiley? I don't know if I did. Hi, Uncle Smiley. I think I did. Okay, so this other thing I wanted to show you. Let's minimize this. And this is Home Assistant, and I'm very proud of how this came together. I've got a million windows open here. Okay, so let's share this one. Hopefully it lets me share stuff even, since I'm not paying anymore. Screen. Home Assistant, share. There we go. And put it on the screen. Boom. So this is my networking tab, and Docker is a virtual machine software. So I only got 3 containers running, but it tells me that it's using 840 megs of RAM, and that all 3 of those containers are up and running. Home Assistant itself takes 572 megs of RAM. My router, gives me all the information about it. I can reboot it. I can use Tailscale. My Pi-hole is a great application that's running on the Raspberry Pi that it blocks ads, and it does all kinds of other stuff too, like a local DNS. So like I have Home Assistant. So instead of having to type the IP address for it every time, I can just go to ha.lan, and it knows that that's, so I can put all my services on that. So that's pretty neat too. Salient, what's up, Jesse? Pi-hole yourself, you bastard. What did Whip do? Oh, yeah. Whip, did you hit your 1,000 yet? We haven't talked in so long. I haven't been talking to anybody again, really. Just going through. Yeah. Anyways, I appreciate you, all of you, my friends, that I don't talk too much these days, but I still really appreciate you and everything you do. So this is the dashboard that I'm most happy about, because I think this turned out amazing. This is my weather control center. Most of this data is local, like the air quality stuff all comes from local. National Weather Service alerts aren't, obviously, but CO2, formaldehyde, all of that is stuff that we measure here in the house, the temperature, all of this, it's all local information. And I just love how it turned out. And we've even got oh, that's the bad part. Now we're in the ocean. Great. Now we're in the ocean. There we go. Those are the Finger Lakes. And there's a storm that I don't think is going to hit us. Got some decent storms going on, but it's all around us. We got no rain today, but just to this, like we're right about here. There's Sodus Bay. We're right about here. Let's see if I can zoom in any farther. There we go. So we're right there. That's where we're at. And the storms went all around us and not one single drop here at home. I hate that. Anyways, I'm really proud about how this turned out. So, and I'm just scratching the surface on all the stuff that this Home Assistant can do. So these pollen things here, right here at the bottom. So today's pollen isn't horrible. 21 is moderate for weed pollen. Well, these are all, tomorrow, obviously day 3. So this is the forecast for the pollen. So based on this, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., Michelle is going to get a notification, just a regular notification that says pollen's going to be bad today. Take your allergy pills. She'll get that at 5. So that's she usually wakes up a little bit after 5. It'll be right there. She can look and see. So that's automated through this. That's just one of the things that you can automate. There's a million things. There's a million things that you can automate. And again, this is all here. I get that Google can do a lot of this stuff and Amazon can do a lot of this stuff, but you're giving them data, you're giving them access. And if my internet goes down, I can still do stuff here in the house. I can still turn my lights on and off with voice. I can still do all of that kind of stuff. I don't need to have access to it. The thing I just added was I added a dongle, which is Michelle's favorite word. Let's get rid of this. Here it is right here. This is a Zigbee dongle. So I decided to go with the Zigbee one, but I think I might add other ones too. But what that is it's basically just radio. And so a lot of the devices, the Zigbee devices, don't take a lot of power. So they can run like on a watch battery for a couple of years, things like that. Here's a good example. This is a tiny little motion sensor. Excuse me. I told you this is non-fishy content. My fishy content for a second. My Bozeman eye has some kind of fungus or something. My real nice one, the male, his mouth is messed up. It does not look good at all. So I'm treating it. Hopefully it's not going to be anything real serious. So this is a motion sensor, tiny little guy, and this is Zigbee. So it communicates, it doesn't communicate via the Wi-Fi. So there's a million of these kind of devices around. If you've got that all on your Wi-Fi is going to suffer from it. By using the Zigbee stuff, it's a whole different thing. It's separate, and I can use these types of little sensors to control a lot of stuff and not bog down the Wi-Fi. So that's pretty cool too. I'm getting some of those things. AliExpress, I mean, this was probably $150. Super cheap. Sunny G's here. Hi, Sunny G. Can we visit the fact that you said you're a huge mother effer and then you wondered if you just insulted your wife? Yeah, because I said Zenny called me a little, she called me a little mother effer, and I said, no, I'm a big mother effer. And then I said, wait, I think I just insulted Michelle because I switched it, right? Because I said, you know, that's what it was. Sunny G's in the house. All right, who else came in? There's Cheryl Smith. Hi, hello, hello. Oh, scrolling down here. Excuse me. Nice dongle. Thank you. Thank you. Who else? Adam McReynolds. Hello. MNC. Hello. Hello. Okay. I think I got everybody. Hi, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. Again, I know this isn't, it's no fishy content, but I'm just, you know, giving you an update on what I'm doing with my life these days. A lot of this kind of stuff. The other thing I made that was sort of cool is I used an NFC tag, those little stickers, and I programmed it with the, I use this thing called CocoRaz.org. It started in Colorado. It's a water, a precipitation monitor that, you know, you use a specific type of rain gauge and you report your daily rain there, zeros or not, whatever it is. And when they were zeros, I would often forget to submit. So I programmed one of these little NFC tags with the URL for the form to submit. So when I go take Wally out first thing in the morning, I go over to the rain gauge, I tap it with my phone, it opens up, it's already set, I just click submit and it's done. So it helps me remember to do that. And I'm trying to come up with more things to do with these. I have some pranks in mind. Problem is, and it's not really a problem, but if you were the prankee, you would have to say on your phone, okay, allow this. That takes some of the fun out of it. Because if you just, like I was trying to make it so that if you tapped your phone, if I put this out there and said, here, tap this, and you tapped your phone, it would open up your front camera and take a picture of you. I think that would be awesome because you're not ready for it and you're going to get some really candid shots. You're going to get people going, you know, or you know, whatever it is. You're going to have those funny faces, and I think that would be awesome. But you can't really do it without their permission, which makes sense, but it's still sad. So I'm trying to come up with some other stuff to do. One of the things, Michelle's going to put one of these in her car, so when she gets into her car, she'll just tap it with her phone and it'll automatically send a text, or actually a Discord message to our family Discords that she's driving. That way, nobody texts her when she's driving. We know why she isn't responding, stuff like that. So pretty cool. If Rico asked me to tap this, I'll have to respectfully decline. I don't think you would. I do not think you would. I think you would. Fish Frenzy Addiction. Hello, hello. What's happening? Who else? Who else did I always said I have always said how much I love the way Rico's dongle dangles. There you go. Geek Boy has NFC tag set up to turn on the lights in each tank. That's a cool one. See, that's what I need to do, Geek Boy. We need to do like a live stream and talk about this kind of stuff because you've been into this automation far longer than I have, and I'm sure you've got some good ideas. The thing too is, you know, I was an IT guy, so I do have some tech savvy, but a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is with the help of AI. It really is. Like I'll get in the ballpark and I can't figure something out, so I'll go ask one of them. And I found that Claude works the best for me. That seems to be the best one. Like Chat GPT, frustrated. I was swearing at it. You motherfucking! I was swearing at it. I was so frustrated with it because it kept making changes. I said, okay, this is what this is. Put this change in this big long line of code, and the formatting has to be exactly right because it's YAML, YAML or YML, a markup language thing. So the indenting, everything has to be exactly right. If your indenting is off one space, it can mess stuff up. So it's a lot easier to have the AI, do the whole thing. But it kept taking stuff out. So it would roll up the code, and then at the end it would say, okay, let me know if you want to put this back in. And I'm like, no, I didn't tell you to take it out. It just kept doing it over and over again. It was driving me crazy. So then one day I spent like, I don't know how long trying to get this one thing to work. I don't remember what it was. And Chat GPT could not do it. And I went over to Claude for the first time, and I'd already signed up, but I'd never used it. And I said, this is what I'm trying to do. Here's the code that I have. Help me, Obi-Wan. And it did. One try, got it. Boom, it was done. So it was amazing. Maybe once. You got to do it at least once just to know. A fish room automation stream would be very much welcome. Yes, and that's the thing I was trying to look at, is how I can do this stuff with the fish tanks so that more people would be interested. Because I know a lot of people don't care about, a lot of the stuff. It doesn't interest them at all. But if it was fish tank related, and I know Geek Boy does some stuff, and I bet there's other people out there that do automations with that. You can see my window for like the first time ever. Look, that's the other window. Wow. Let's see. Where are we at? Be nice to ChatGPT. It's just a toddler. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Swearing at computers is 90% of what IT does. That's true too. Only one with full contextual memory, and Rico chose to be mean to that one. Yeah, because I told it. I gave it specific, and I say please and thank you to it, and I tell it good job when it does a good job. I feel like Wally's coding for me. That's what it feels like, sometimes, because he's like distracted by a rabbit every once in a while, it just it's so frustrating sometimes. And sometimes you get something done, and this is on me. I'll get some code done, and then I'll want one little change, and I didn't save it anywhere, and it'll ask for the change, and then I have to go way back up into the conversation. It's a pain. Andy Carson, hello. I understand that you can't stay, but thanks for hanging out. Dongaberry. Dongaberry? Window liqueur. What am I wearing? I am wearing a stained white t-shirt. It's a very interesting stains, though, that almost looks like it was drawn on. No, it is. It's just, and then the shorts have the drawings on them too. So that's what I'm wearing. Hip, I got a shot in my hip that went way in, huge needle. I could feel it down in my knee and in my ankle, the pressure. But since then, my hip has been a lot better. The pain has been way less. And it's weird because, you get so used to pain when it builds up over time. It's not just, I stubbed my toe, but it's just something that builds up over time, and you don't realize how much pain you're in until it's gone. Like, it affects your mood and your, all that kind of stuff. And I didn't even realize it was that bad until it got better. You know what? There. They were making the camera do weird stuff. Those are stolen from the this guy, Boston Fern. Put those legs, no dongle flashing. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Don't thank the AI. It costs credits when you do thieving, assholes. Um, excuse me. So what I've learned to do, so I actually have a free month of Claude, and I like that one the best. So what I do is I use all the other ones, the Google one, the Chat GPT, the DeepSeek. Which the other one? Is that the four that I use? Claude, DeepSeek, Google. Oh, I'm testing the new Amazon one too, the Alexa one, but that's just testing. She's not too bad. It's better than the current version of her. And that's cool because they just extended the testing for another 3 months. And I get paid pretty decent for doing that. It's a lot of fun. Keith said I was in bad pain in my back. They did an ablation and that worked. Was able to get off the morphine. Oh, yeah, I'm not on morphine. That's when you know, that's pain. That's pain. But what you're going through, Keith, is a whole nother level. Yeah. You have reached your usage limit for this model. Yeah. Yeah, Stephen. I said, thank you to Judge. You reached your, that is frustrating. Sorry. Your shirt makes me want to color it. I like it. It was a Temu thing, which I've stopped. I'm done with the Temu stuff. I graduated. And mostly only because they really don't have good prices on the ESP stuff. Like these are, a lot of times you can get them for $2, $2-3. Some of the better ones are, maybe 10. Screens are super cheap, sensors are super cheap, and you get what you pay for. You're not getting the high-end stuff. There are some better websites. Adafruit has some really good stuff. I've been going there for a lot of theirs. They have a lot of plug-and-play stuff that's really cool because there's no soldering involved. You plug stuff in. It's super, super easy. Let's see, what other projects have I been doing? Hold on, I actually have a project list over here in Obsidian, which I really, really like. It's been very helpful to use. And of course, it's free, which is my favorite price. My projects, let's see. The automated watering system. I've got to do that. And I changed how I'm going to do it. I actually have a smart plug and a pump that goes in the aquarium. So I'm going to hook up the plug to the smart pump and then use Home Assistant. So when I get the readings from the sensor, it'll tell Home Assistant, hey, this plant needs water. It's easier than using the relays and stuff. At least I think it's easier. It's easier for me to use that system as opposed to using the relays. Somebody's burning something out there. It smells weird. Let's see. What else was I doing? A local LLM. I really, really want to have a large language model here at home. I don't have the equipment to run one right now. But I really do want to get that. I want to get that set up here at home. What I'm doing with the phone I told you about there, and Raspy does start that process, but it's not really an LLM. It's just an assistant that does a little bit of the stuff. Let's see. I need an air quality monitor for outside because my stuff out there isn't too good. And I decided I have this thing called a Bloom Sky. It's a weather device that the company abandoned, but it's got a solar panel and battery and everything in it that's perfect for these ESP stuff. And it's already meant for outdoor things. So I can take that container with the power and use it with the ESP stuff and put my sensors in that container. So I'm reusing it for something. Okay, where are we at? Different color every day. The color. Yeah, but some of those pimp threads you picked out were so fly, it was worth it. I think it was definitely worth it. The Geek Boys in a second. I think it was definitely worth it, the Temu stuff. I mean, because again, I won most of that stuff. I didn't spend a lot of money. I won a lot of it, most of it. I did spend some, but almost everything I got, I would say 90% of what I got was free. And I got all kinds of carpets, like these ones that are still here. Those have been there 2 years now. These glow in the dark things here, this, tapestry, tons of stuff, just a shit ton of stuff. So it was definitely worth it, but they changed things. The tariffs ruined some things, and there was other stuff. So, but Geek Boy wants to know when I'm going to finish that sex bot. My voice is doing like Whip. Remember that one time? Remember the one time on your stream you sounded like Kermit the Frog. Your voice, you were like, that's what I just did. That was funny. That was funny. Not as funny as when the comments you made to Foxanne. That was funnier. That was a good comment. That was a very funny time. But yeah, the sex bot. I mean, that's all I'm going to say about. That's all I'm going to say about that. All these new stories. Who are you? What are you doing? See, I've been Mountain Greenery. Hi. I've been just really focused on doing this stuff, and it's been really good for my mental health because it's taken my mind off other stuff. So it's really, really helped me just get out of my funk a little bit. I mean, I still have bad days and stuff, but it's definitely been very helpful to focus on these projects and the sense of accomplishment, because when you're retired, I don't really have a sense of accomplishment very often anymore. Like I did the dishes. That's the other thing I'm doing. We have an old washer and dryer. They're not smart. They're just a regular, super old washer and dryer. Actually, the washer is that old, but they're not smart. So I'm using a vibration sensor with the Zigbee stuff, and the vibration sensor just has a watch battery in it. They last forever. It'll send a message after 5 minutes of no vibration to let me know that the washer's done, because it's in the basement. And I put wash in all the time. I put laundry in, and it's in there all day long because I've forgotten that I put it in. And then I have to go down. It depends on the day. If it's super humid, like we've had 99% humidity for the last few days, it can, if it stays in there for 6 hours, it can start to, smell mildewy. So I have to rinse it and stuff. So that will remind me that, hey, the washer's done. That's a really cool thing. And then at some point when the couple of the kids move out, we're going to be getting there's a reason why we're waiting. We're going to be getting a new breaker box, a circuit breaker put in, and we'll be getting a smart one of those too, so that we can really see where the electricity is being used and where it's going and what's taking it, and do a lot more stuff and even turn some things off and just all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, just scratching the surface. You had some, which ones? Where were they? King oysters last night. Lion mane, marinate king oysters in oil, seasoning, grill them. Oh, saute them with asparagus. Ooh, our asparagus bed has really done well this year. It's every couple of days I go out and just grab a couple, and I eat them as I'm walking Wally. I'll just eat one or two of them and give him just a little piece of it. Yesterday I gave the dogs cabbage, just a little bit, and last night Michelle was very angry with me because Wally was bad. He was so bad. Cabbage just yeah, it was pretty bad. So many jokes about vibration sensors, and I'm neglecting them all. Look how mature I am. Very ladylike, Nancy said. It's disappointing. I'm incredibly disappointed in you, Dr. Foreman. Being all hoity-toity, we got to be doing those lowbrow jokes. So I have a ton of those projects coming up. Keep them busy with them. I've got a lot of goals with it. The goal also is, I'm old. I'm getting older. We all are, right? But Michelle and I are both getting older. I think that a smart house can really help. Leaving a burner on the stove, it can let you know, or even turn it off. There's a new thing in Home Assistant called Ask a Question, where instead of, right now you have to say, Alexa, play Devil Went Down in Georgia and turn the kitchen lights off. Isn't that what happened to you, Stephen and Jenna? Jenna was making dinner and somebody said that. Turned the lights off and played that. But excuse me. It'll ask a question instead, so it'll realize that you've left the burner on the stove. So it'll say, "Hey, did you want to turn this off?" Things like that. It's instead of reactive, it's proactive. So it totally changes how everything works. It's going to ask you things instead. So you can set up anything you want to do. And here's the key: you have the control over that, and it's local. With the Amazon stuff, right? You're sending stuff out. I did it for years. I'm not. I mean, I still do it, so I'm not super concerned about it. But going forward, I am getting more and more concerned about it based on where we're at in the world today. So I do want to bring as much as I can here into the house and do everything here instead of sending it out. Plus, it's faster. If it's all right here, I don't have to worry about it processing out there. It's happening here. That's what Dr. Foreman does. She's very judgy. That's what we like about her. She says what she thinks. Sorry for being just toity. Just side-eyed my Alexa to make sure it didn't activate. You changed the name, though, didn't you? So, like, computer, play Devil Went Down to Georgia. Oh, I just did myself.
Mr. Devil Went Down to Georgia by the Charlie Daniels Band on Amazon Music.
Computer, stop. Do you notice she had, Mark, did you notice she had one of your people's voices there? She's got that Australian accent. I'm still waiting for the new version of it there. I should be getting it any time now. And again, the new version of it, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, the new version is much more capable. Like, you can tell it to make reservations at a restaurant, as long as that restaurant is on Open Table. You can tell it to do that. It's definitely a lot more capable than the current one. The current one we basically use to turn on and off lights and to play music. That's really all we use it for. But Charlie Daniels owns all your probably all 26 cents. What was I saying? Squirrel. Shit, what was I saying? Oh, it's a lot more, the new version's a lot more capable. You can get it to help you find, handyman to come out and build a fence or something. You just do a lot more with it. So it's definitely way better than the current version. And if you have, I don't know that it's worth $20 a month because, again, you're locked into the Amazon infrastructure. Like, if I ask for product recommendations, it's not going to give it to me across the board. It's going to give it to me just from Amazon, right? And if you don't have Prime, it costs the same amount as the other AIs do a month. They're all about $20 a month for they all have a free level, but they all have $20 a month is roughly the first level. So, and that's what that one's going to cost. So, in my mind, it's not worth as much as the other AIs their recommendations are based on different things. And I'm sure that at some point those might get gamified too. Somebody might mess them up too, but right now they're not. My estate, all 26 cents. That's about it too. That's about it. All right, so we went fuzzy again. It's sort of a soft look though. Yeah. I think that's everything. All the different projects. I'm constantly looking at more stuff to do. I want to automate more and more and more. I do a lot of backups and stuff. But the problem is what I'm doing is sort of dumb for people like me that are on a budget because I can't afford to buy that equipment that you need for the backup, right? So if you're using storage on Google or whatever, you're not so worried about it, right? You can spend that, whatever it is now, $10 a month or whatever for Google One. And your data is relatively safe, relatively. But at the same time, they also go through it, so it's a trade-off. you've got to be able to afford the backup equipment. So my backups are good, and I'm using stuff like Docker, which it's virtual machines. So I back all that up, and I can just spin up a new Docker instance and put in my configuration. I'm good again. So that kind of stuff is quick, but it's having the hardware to do it. You really got to be able to afford that part of it. So I'm not going to go too far. Let's see. Did you know you can use the songs YouTube provides on your shorts? Oh. But if you play it through the share screen feature on someone else's stream, that's a no-no. I don't understand copyright. It is all messed up. Fair use is a joke anymore, too. Copyright's out of control. Copyright is out of control. Stuff shouldn't be under copyright for 150 years or 200 years. I mean, how long is Mickey? I mean, that's why they keep changing the rules. It should be the life of the artist plus 5 years, because then people could take that and do so much more with it, and content would grow faster. Instead, you've got to pay, a company 100 years after the artist who originally created it is dead because that company owns it. They didn't do anything. It's just, it's a crazy thing. Copyright is broken. It's just broken. So I don't understand it either. You owe the corporation, just keep sending them checks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And don't get me too much into the corporation stuff. Just the other day, I read an article, a guy, 10 years he was using the Amazon cloud, AWS, and didn't do anything wrong. Didn't break any of their TOS, didn't do anything wrong. They deleted all of his stuff. 10 years of work gone. He was an engineer, 10 years of his work just 100% gone. And they couldn't give him a straight answer about why. So that's another reason why I really just want to get so much here, so I don't have to worry about it as much, because those corporations are going to bend you over and not use lube any chance they get. Every chance. Maybe they won't break your kneecaps as long as you keep it up. I got a copyright strike for posting someone else's short that I downloaded. Now, wouldn't you think if it's downloadable, it's okay to use? Why make it downloadable if you don't want people to use it? It's a trap. I don't get it. It's a trap. And I don't get it. I'm with you. I'm with you. Again, a really good reason to bring stuff into your house. And with AI, with a little bit of base knowledge, I think that you can get to the point where you're doing this stuff relatively safely, with backups of 3-2-1 backup, stuff like that. Just being smart about it. And you could pull some stuff down and keep control of it better than dealing with those corporations. I say that, and then I've got that stuff all over the house. Download all your porn now before it's too late. Yeah, but I have to leave it up there so people pay me for it. I mean, if I just bring it off the internet, nobody's going to pay me. My Q-tip porn is making me money. That's how I afford all of this grandeur behind you. Behind you? Behind me. Yeah, some ultra-millionaire trophy hunter got gored to death by the buffalo he was trying to kill. Sometimes the good guys win. Yeah, I've heard that story a few times, stories like that, and that's always nice. Trophy hunters. I have nothing against hunting, not at all. People all around us hunt. I have friends that do it. I have friends who hunt, and they feed their family, with venison and stuff. And I don't really have anything against hunting, especially since we've gotten rid of all the, the predators. We've got to manage it. But trophy hunting, I am against. It's just, I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. I think if you're going out and shooting a deer and your family eats that, that's no different than eating a burger. You can't be a hypocrite and say I'm against hunting and then go have some, hunt responsibly. Yes. All right. Sorry, man, I get preachy, don't I? It's just, I have strong feelings about a lot of stuff, and I try not to get preachy, because just because I have strong feelings about something doesn't mean it's right. There might be stuff that I'm not thinking about. There could be a different point of view. There isn't. I'm right and you're wrong, but still, it could happen. AI still sucks. I keep trying to create images and characters in my book using real life people, and freaking AI won't do it. Yet I see shorts with old people, actors turn young again playing X-Men. Yeah. I have a few fish on the wall. Is that trophy fishing? Yes, but it's different. You know. Did the buffalo at least get to keep the guy's taxidermy head? It's a Far Side comic. Good for you, buffalo. I hunt people, but don't tell people. It'll ruin my good guy image. Well, you just did. I mean, you told people. All right, what else are we going to talk about? I talked about my my Bozeman eye, my favorite one. He's one of my favorite fish. His mouth is. At first, I thought he had just ran into something. It looked like a wound, but it is sort of ripped up. He still can eat. I watched him today, and he ate just fine. So, and I am treating it, but I hope he's going to be okay. I did lose one of the Siamese algae eaters. It was on the floor. It was laying right down here, and it was from that tank. You know, it was laying like down here. I was talking to Aiden. He was standing out the door. This is the door right here. He was standing outside the door, and he goes, "What is that? Is that a fish?" And I was like, "What?" And I looked down, and it was laying there, and it was dried out, so it had been there for a little bit. I didn't even notice it. So he jumped. So I've been closing the lids on the tank a lot more often. Everything else in there is doing okay. The spotted Raphael are still doing good. I don't have any of the cories left. The gold laser cories are all gone. And I've never seen anybody. But the Denison barbs still doing great, no issues. The other Siamese algae eaters are still doing good. What else is in there? Spotted Raphael. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it now. Goodeids still doing good. My rice fish in the pond doing great. So many babies. I mean, it's just they're everywhere. There's fry everywhere, so they're really doing good. So these are people. They're fish fam. Wait a minute. You hunt fish fam or? All right, date night. Nice. Love you too, man. Hope you tell Crystal I said hi, and let me know if you like the movie. Okay. What else? What else do I got going on over here? Do I have any more projects? This is a sensor for the soil moisture sensor. That's all it is. They're very simple. You basically could use 2 nails. There really isn't much on this. I mean, they're super simple. You could basically, like I said, just stick 2 nails in there and do that. $2, $1.50. This hobby's not expensive. I mean, it can be. It can be crazy expensive. I bet for people like Geek Boy who have money and knowledge and has been doing this a long time, I bet you he could spend a lot of money very easily. But I don't. I spend, $10 here, $10 there, $10 too. This was another cool thing. This is an NFC card, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. I haven't decided what I'll put on it, but I'll put some information so you would tap it with your phone and it would give you my YouTube channel or something like that. Same with this. This I got for my brother Ed. It's an NFC thing too, so I can program this. So again, I mean, QR codes are all the rage too, and those are probably easier, but are they? I mean, you have to open your camera, right, to do the QR code, or maybe you don't. Maybe there's a way to do it without. I don't know, but I always have to open the camera and scan it. With this, you just tap your phone on it, and it pops up on the screen and asks if you want to do whatever it is. So I thought I would put, Ed's information here for his YouTube channel and stuff like that, so that people just tap it and they've got their information. Those sensors don't last very long. Yeah. They have coating on the tongs. I do have some of those. Yeah, because, well, and when a thing I saw, Geek Boy, hold on, I can't read that. That was, it's gone. Scheiße. Normally, these have electricity running through them all the time. And I was reading an article from a guy who figured out that if you just check it once an hour, you don't need to check it all the time. If you check it once an hour or once every 4 hours, they last way, way longer because there's no current going through them all the time. But I do have some of those nicer ones too. And I have a bunch of these ones. I haven't even made one of them yet. That's on my list of stuff to do. Oh, as long as it doesn't call Kelly an old head. Yeah. That's some Discord stuff. Funny. The Discord has been very helpful as well, as far as staying connected, because otherwise I don't really have any way to stay connected with you guys, because I don't really watch a lot of YouTube these days. I did go into Foxanne's. I was going to say hi to her, and I didn't wish her happy birthday because I'm an asshole friend, but she had just finished when I had gone in there, so I missed out on saying hi to her. But the Fishcord's been very helpful because, again, if I don't stream and if I don't go into streams, I don't get to see you guys. So at least I can still, keep up to date with the community and stuff and find out what's going on. So when Geek Boy walks into the class, do we applaud him and tell him something that you're doing good? Yeah, I did go into McStreamy the other day. I'm trying to do that a little bit more often. Stop into McStreamy or, any of my friends, Ed and Whip and just everybody. I'm trying to just stop by and say, hey, I'm still alive, and give a little bit of support and say, hit the like button and hang out in the stream for a little bit, Oh, well, thank you, Rachel, for wearing it. You'll get to see me soon. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? It's not that far away, right? The Clash is coming up quick. The Clash is coming up quick. It's going to be fun. It really is. It's going to be... And again, I have to give kudos to Michelle because she is making it happen this year because her and Aiden are both working at the Renaissance Fair. So Michelle works 7 days a week so that we can go. So yeah, I don't know what to do for her, she's just, that's the only reason she's doing it. So 7 days a week, and I don't work. I mean, I do a lot of little freelance stuff, but I don't have any. I maybe work 20 hours a week, and she's busting her ass. And it's not just that; it's in our life. She's super supportive, and it's not even. It's not fair how much is on her plate compared to mine. Anyways, Jeff Kane, hello. Hi, Jeff. There's Foxanne. Foxanne, I went into your stream. It was right after it ended. I meant to go in there and say happy birthday because I missed your birthday, and I'm so sorry. But I got in there right at the end. I saw people saying hi to CH. Charlottesville? I don't remember. I don't remember who it was. Bunch of people saying hi to that person. And there's Xanadude. What's up, Marky Mark? Hello. You can all thank her for me by not trying to hug her at events. That is correct. She's not a hugger, but I make up for it. I do make up for it. I told Zen to make sure she tells her husband that, it's going to be borderline inappropriate, but it's purely platonic. But I am going to squeeze the hell out of her. She's going to be like, ah! What the fuck? It's going to be like a Play-Doh machine. She's just going to shit right there. She's going to be like, one of those old Play-Dohs. It's going to be because I squeeze her. Anyways, I think that's long enough. It's only been an hour, but yeah. I think MNC Only like 51 more days. I know, it's going crazy. No guilt. Your health makes that necessary. My wife is too hard on herself about that crap too. She repays me by putting up with my sorry ass. How many different holes? The eyes. Will my hair grow? Yeah, you're right, Geek Boy, but at the same time, it's you know, anyways. What do we think the other AIs think of FFL? They're jealous. They're jealous because they don't have the community that FFL does. Yeah, they don't have a community. I didn't see Matt. Matt, if you're out there, hi. Matt's putting together some stuff for me too, and that's very, very exciting. I think about it quite often. Anyways, Zenny's going to be 6 inches taller and 3 sizes smaller from the squeeze this is going to get. Yeah, from so many people, right? They think you're doing so good, FFL. Yeah. Wow, you're correct, but you're wrong. All right, I'm going to go. Thanks for hanging out. Kelly, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for all the member stuff, you guys. That's crazy that you're still, so many of you are still members. 43 months. 43 months of membership. Wow. 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 MNC, I think, is going. Go look at fishfam.link. You can see who's streaming tonight. And we'll get it all going. My mouse is gone. There it is. I couldn't find my mouse. Once a member, always a member. See you guys.